So Luke, defeat here at Pilkington today, confirming our relegation from the league. Just your thoughts overall?
Yeah, like you say, overall we've been poor. We've been statistically the worst team in the division. We've not picked up enough wins. We know where we've gone wrong. We epitomised our performance, our season with the performance today. Obviously we went ahead and then got pegged back through a mistake of our own. Things that we've worked on, didn't come to fruition, and then at half time we come out and we're positive and thinking, right, we can push on and go and get a result. And again, we've just whimpered into the game. We've hit the post, we've hit the bar. There's not really much more that we could do. And then again, sucker punched. And they're easy things to stop, but the mistakes, personal mistakes, have just got to be cut out. You can criticise people for mistakes today, but it's over the course of a season, and we're just handing teams goals, and it's not been good enough from top to bottom. Starting with myself and going all the way down to the players. It's not been good enough. It's not been enough. I feel like with the relegation, it's an official statement of you haven't been good enough. But from my side, I've obviously done everything with the best intentions, like I always try to do. But ultimately, players' performances, team performances, they haven't been enough to keep us in the division. And I say it every single week. You'll go to Rami, you'll go to Bury, you'll go to anywhere, and you'll get a pat on the back. Well done, what a great performance. Oh, don't worry, you'll have no trouble. You still have to do the basics right. You need to stop conceding goals and put the ball in the back of the net. It's a very, very simple game. And it's like a lot of managers will come on here after wins. Oh, we were excellent today. We did everything we were asked. And half the time, it's a lot of rubbish. But because they've got the win, you can say that. I mean, I'll tell you now, our first goal today was absolutely the opposite of everything that we've asked the players to do, and we're going to score. So at times it works like that, and on other times it doesn't. But you've got to have a structure and a game plan, and the players have to try and follow that. And time again, we're going into games creating a very good chance or a goal and not going back and doing the same thing again. Playing in congested areas and not opening out. I mean, it's kids stuff that we haven't been able to do. And it's no criticism of any individuals, it's collectively. Welshie might make a mistake, and then you'll take Welshie out and put somebody else in, and then they make a mistake as well. It's not individual. These players at this level, at step 5 level, they're here for a reason. If they didn't have mistakes in them, they wouldn't be able to play at this level of football. They'd be playing miles higher. But the long and short of it all is, collectively, we haven't been good enough. And we know where we are in the spectrum. We've said this before. We ain't a team that's going to go out and spend loads and loads of money and all the rest of it. And we have to do things a different way. But we've always had enough year on year with the players that we've had in the past that are willing to go and put the shirt on and give us 110% no matter what. And a mistake hurts them. A team performance, a bad performance absolutely hurts them and kills them. And there's not enough of that here. And like I say, I take full responsibility for the relegation. I apologise to the fans for the effort that they've put in, for the volunteers and the people behind the scenes. But yeah, collectively, it's just not been good enough.
Obviously, hard to try and be positive at a time like this, but maybe a chance for the club to kind of reset, rebuild over the summer and come back stronger.
Yeah, I think that's it's a cliche, isn't it? But again, we've had conversations with players in the last few weeks, and there's players who want to be here and there's players that don't want to be here, and you've got to appreciate people's honesty at times, but then at the same time we've got to make those decisions on players like we have done. And again, between now and obviously next Saturday, we'll start to see what sort of level the players are at that we want to use, and then go and identify what we need. But I mean, if you can't get behind us now, dropping a level and creating a winning mentality and pushing on as a group, then there's never a time that you're going to. This is the the lowest point for me, 110%. I've never had a relegation, but the thing is, it's tough when you're perennial underachievers and you're firefighting every single season to try and get points on the board and this and the other. And that's why with a group like Squiresgate, a win means everything, means so much to the group. But you've got to savour them wins, you've got to enjoy them, and then you've got to use them as a stepping stone to go forward. And the level of football at step 5, step 6 in Northwest Counties is just completely different to what it's been. And those teams in the league below, there's some big sides in there, and it's not going to be an instant bounce back through a little bit of pressure. We're going to have to work at this. We're going to have a strong pre-season. We're going to have to recruit well. have to let certain players go, and then we just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until we create the right environment at the club and obviously within the team environment to go and find those wins and push up a table and be successful. But I hope it's going to be a strong period and that we'll come back stronger. And by pushing and working as hard as we possibly can, hopefully we'll play some attractive football, attacking football, and people will love coming and watching us again. We can create that, great feeling around the club that we've had in the past. But right now it's tough to take.